Hello and welcome to another Pokemon Online battle, and this is an annual battle, and there's like some team previews over there on the right-hand side of the screen, and guys, I do apologize if I do sound congested or sniffly, or if I sneeze outrageously, because it is LRG season, and I am allergic to things, and it's not fun. Anyway, let's just get on with the battle. Alright. I lead with my Molga. He's going to lead off with his Probopass. I'm just going to Volt Switch out of there and get the F out. And Probopass is not going to take that fairly well. It's going to sub the Stealth Fox on my Mawile, but this just gives me an opportunity to set up a Swords Dance as long as he doesn't have the Earth Power. Thank goodness he doesn't have the Earth Power. He just goes to the Thunder Wave and kind of cripples my Mawile and cuts her legs off. So that kind of sucks, and he's just going to Volt Switch on my Mawile and get out of there. But he's going to switch into a +2... nothingness because I get parahexed. His Emboar's going to come in. These things are typically scarfed, and I'm just going to switch in my Grand Bull, get the Intimidate off, and he's going to go for the Flare Blitz, which does too much damage for Grand Bull's comfort. And, even though it is -1, it's still like a solid 2-hit KO, but he doesn't realize that, and he switches out, not wanting to risk things, and I just go for the Heal Bell and get the Parahex off of my Mawile, and his Probopass is going to come in. I'm going to Super Fang and get rid of about half its health, and he's going to Volt Switch out. It's not going to do much to Grand Ball because Probopass is not the best of attackers, although a Specs Probopass would be pretty awesome. He's going to switch into his Gardevoir, and he's going to go for the Focus Miss, and miss it, of course, and I just go for the Super Fang and take out about 50% of its HP, but he's going to get lefties back and all that goodness, and I'm just going to switch my Grand Bull out into my Emolga because why not? It's a flippin' squirrel, and he's going to Focus Blast my Emolga. It's a resisted hit, so it's not going to do much damage, and I'm just going to go for the Air Slash, I believe, or the Volt Switch, actually, so I get the switch advantage on his Miltank, and these rocks are kind of getting a bit ridiculous. So my Soul Rock is, I hate Miltanks also, so I'm just going to go for the the normal gem boosted max attack. Explosion, take out that Miltank easily, and that's what pretty much Soul Rock does on my team. It just kills itself and kills something and makes the battle a lot faster. So I'm going to switch into my Sandshrew, spin away the rocks on as he switches out into his Alomomola, and then he's going to like miss a Toxic and stuff, which kind of sucks. It's like he's on my side of the table, and I'm on his side of the table, but it's a round table, so I don't know where this metaphor is going. I'm going to switch into my Mawile, and this is the second Toxic. Very unfortunately, it doesn't matter because Mawile is a Steel type, cannot get poisoned, so I'm going to set up a Swords Dance on the Switch, and his Emboar is going to come in, and it pretty much checks my Mawile. I can only go for a resisted Sucker Punch. It does about a third damage to that Emboar, and he's going to take me out with a Flare Blitz very easily, but since this thing is probably Scarf or Bandit, or choice of some sort, he's going to switch out because Emolga is just that scary. It scares out choiced Emboars, and I'm going to Volt Switch on his Probopass yet again, and my Swan is going to come in. This is Choice Scarf, Swanna, and my Emolga is Specs, if you're wondering. I'm just going to go for the Hidden Power Grasp, predicting his Alomomola to come in, predicting him to go for me to go for the Surf, and that's exactly what I do, and its Toxic is going to kill it eventually. I just send in my Emolga to take the Toxic because it is at a relatively low amount of HP, and it could always Volt Switch out to get rid of and reset the Toxic turns, so that's always a plus, and I feel very congested right now. I am so utterly sorry. So my Grand Bull is going to intimidate his Absol, and his Sucker Punch is going to fail because I just go for the T-Wave and cut its legs off with lightning. You would think that would do some damage, but it doesn't. I go for the Super Fang, I miss, and he just takes my Grand Bull out with a super power, blah blah, and it gets -1 attack and defense and all that goodness. So he goes for the Sucker Punch there, but unfortunately for him, he gets Parahax, and I go for the Volt Switch. Thunderbolts probably wouldn't have taken it out, so Volt Switch is a solid choice. And I go into my Sandshrew, and you can take physical hits like a boss. You guys know this thing. I use this, like my go-to Pokemon, and it's just great at physical hits. But unfortunately, the same thing cannot be said for special hits, so I just Toxic that Gardevoir because my Sandshrew is pretty much dead at this point, unless I want to Earthquake it, which seems kind of pointless. And he's just going to go for the Psychic and take out my Sandshrew because it does not have the best special defense in the world. So my Emolga is going to go and Thunderbolt that thing, almost take it out, but Toxic is going to put it into a range where it's going to die, I do believe, from... No, it has leftovers, it's not going to die. So my Swanna is going to be able to come in, and go for a Scarf Surf, outspeed that Gardevoir, kill it because it's at very low amounts of HP. And then his Probopass is going to come in. I'm just going to kill that with the Surf. And Swanna is cleaning up house at the end of the game. So his Emboar's going to come in, and since I am Scarfed, even if he is Scarfed, I will outspeed. So that was good game, LD02, if you're somewhere out there in the interwebs. Please say hello and whatnot, and I'm going to go dunk my head in a bucket of flaming pollen because allergies, and I'm so sorry if I sound a bit congested, So anyway, to the loo.